How's it going, Ashley?
Hi, doing well. How are you?
Oh,
Thank you for having me.
oh, thank you. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to the Both of These podcast, where both these nerds discuss anime history, and just overall nerd shit. Now, I'm the host, I guess, we started off, Local Himbo, aka Ryan, aka Zuko. And I'm here with Ashley, Aka, Ashleysaurus, Smashysaurus Rex. Worked on it. I know you told me earlier I'm working on it. So, once again, yes, thank you for joining me. I'm happy to have y'all here. I know Matt, little King of the Con the other day made a point. He's like, "Yep, I'm her spouse." So this is like, and here she is. So I was like, "Oh, good for him." So how you doing
He's
today?
good. I'm doing good. I'm enjoying the fall weather. I've had the sliding door open all day today, so that's really
Oh,
nice.
that's nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Especially yeah. No, it's the other day. No, actually this morning. I got home from the gym. I'm like, damn, I'm cold. I'm wearing my like gym shorts. I'm like, kind of cold out here. Jeez.
Yeah, I had like a blanket and fuzzy socks and candles going. I was like, this is fantastic.
Damn, y'all living the life over there. Jeez. I'm just coming home sweaty from the gym. I'm like, oh, I'm dying. I need to take a shower. Jesus.
You need to wear your fuzzy socks.
Yeah, no, seriously. And I grab those bad boys. Is like fall your favorite season or anything
I
like?
do love fall.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
fall's great.
yeah, like what sweater weather and all that jazz. It's like it's really good. Since I moved up here from New England to New England, it's like, oh, I see why people like this. This is really good.
It is. Yeah, and winter's fun with like, cause I love weather, so like winter's fun with the storms, but like I hate summer so much.
I don't blame you. I enjoy it. I like it's like, oh, this is nice, but then like after all, I'm like, all right, it's kind of hot, you know.
Yeah.
Can only wear my hoochie daddy shorts for so long. Yeah. But yeah, so I guess we'll start with some questions. We'll get this going. So what's your history, with anime and general nerd culture? And, how'd you get into it and all that?
So with anime, it's kind of interesting. I think nerd culture's been around a little bit longer for
Hmm.
me. So I moved around a lot as a kid, and then in high school, I was in like this residential program for a couple years. So I didn't really have like access to a lot of things. Like I knew what anime was, but and wanted to get into it, but didn't really like have the means to be able to.
Right.
And I remember like once going when I was starting to like transition home, I was working at Market Basket and made a friend with a girl named Ashley. And
Okay.
I went with her to Barnes and Noble, and her sister bolted to the manga section. And this was like probably like 2007 or
Okay.
so.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I
So
was
it's
just
like the
like,
boom's happening.
yeah, it was just like, so it was the Burlington Math one. So it was like huge, on the top floor at the time. I
Hmm.
think it's on the bottom floor now. And I was just like, wow, I don't know what this is. It's backwards. It's like really cool. Like it looks really cool. It's colorful. But I didn't actually start really picking up manga until a few years ago. Um, for a while it was, like really focused on college because I was doing atmospheric science and global studies. And so it was like a
That,
lot of weather
that's cool.
nerdiness.
Yeah. I'm like, what's that? I'm not gonna lie. What's that? I don't know what the hell that
It's
is.
meteorology. Yeah,
Oh.
it's just like the term, yeah, that's used for it. And
So really quick, sorry to interrupt. What's the term? That sounds really cool. I'm not gonna lie.
atmospheric science. Yeah. Yeah, so meteorology. It used to be like called meteorology, and then around the time I went to college, it was like atmospheric science was what the American Meteorological Society was having school
Okay.
call it.
Okay, that's
So
interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that.
yeah, I love it. So like the hurricane right now, like tropical weather was like, the thing I liked. So right now it's very interesting. But it's a lot of science. It's like higher level math, like Calc 3 and all of that, and
Mhm.
going through like all the like classical based physics and a lot of the higher level courses. And I was doing global studies also focused on Russian. So it was like that stuff too. So I didn't really have the time to like do anime. But by that point I had already seen like my first ever was in high school, like when I was home, was Fruits Basket, the old one.
Oh,
And
okay. Okay, so
yeah,
we got that. I think this is the first time fruit baskets has been mentioned on this podcast.
really?
Yeah,
Because
thinking about it. 'Cause
yeah.
I think I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the people I had here are a bunch of guys.
Yeah, yeah, because like Matt, like, and I talk about it, and he'll be like, "Yeah, it's this something. I forget what the name of it is. I'm sorry, Matthew." Um, so, but Yeah, I mean he's 3 years older than me, and then he got into it a lot before I like a long time before I did. Like by the
Mm.
time I graduated high school, he had already been going to conventions for a few years.
Mm.
And I wanted to. I remember being like, I want to go to Anime Boston because when I transitioned to like living at home again and was in like a day school, a lot of my friends were going to Anime Boston and stuff, and
Yeah.
my high school was just in Belmont, like just outside of Boston. And my dad was like, "No, like I can't, you're a girl and I'm not 18, so
Yeah,
you
yeah, it's
can't do
classic early late 2000s bullshit. The parents
that."
that what do you mean you're gonna go to this place with all these derelicts and their these counterculture kids with their pink wigs and
Yeah,
their
he's like,
animu
their Animu, yeah,
and their
yeah,
mungo.
he was. Yeah, those freaking dorks.
Yeah, seriously.
He'd probably be like, "Oh, you want to go to Red Sox game with some friends?" Sure. Actually, I probably wouldn't have, but it probably been more reasonable in his mind, I guess.
Yeah, let's go see the Red
Um,
Sox. Yeah, beat the Yankees. Come on, the Marylands are playing.
I'll go along with it. Yeah. So my dad introduced me to Star Wars, and when I was younger, and I really liked that. And then there was some other like fantasy series that I started to enjoy. Doctor Who was one of them.
Okay, yeah.
Um, which was really cool. And then in college, like my first year, I tried getting involved, but like just couldn't really commit in the anime club. And I think they started like showing Cowboy Bebop a little bit.
Hmm.
And I watched Tokyo Godfathers my first time that year. That
That's
was really cool.
that's one I've actually needed to watch. Like I remember like that's one thing that I will say that I've been lacking a lot is watching the classic anime movies like Perfect Blue, The Millennium Actress, Tokyo Godfathers, Robot Carnival, stuff like that.
See, I haven't seen any of those others.
Yeah.
I don't even really. I've heard of Perfect Blue. That's it. But
Hmm.
Tokyo Godfather is really good. We have a tradition of watching it every year for
Nice.
like, yeah, like between like Christmas and New Year's, like that week.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I forgot I was reading a magazine. That's how old the story is, right? I think I was reading a magazine at Borders and then like
Oh,
yeah.
rest in peace,
Yeah.
Borders.
Hey, for real, rest in spaghetti, never forgetty. Uh
Yeah.
But I think I was reading it. I'm like, oh, interesting. I read the synopsis. I'm like, that sounds really good. It also sounds really sad. I'm not gonna watch that.
Oh, but it's really, oh my God, highly recommend.
Yeah, but I feel like it's one of those
Maybe,
like triumphant sads. You know what I mean?
yeah, like it gets better. Like the story, like you're along for a ride, but I
Yeah,
think like at the end of the day, you're like, wow, these people,
yeah, pitching
they,
together to help out this baby. Yeah,
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 yeah, so it's good, and it shows a lot about like I think Japan, and like you don't really think much about like the homeless culture in Japan,
yeah.
and
I was gonna say
um,
society. I'm
yeah,
just-
society. You don't think
yeah,
about society.
we live in a society. No, I know what you mean. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like the idea, like we don't really, like you said, when you think of Japan, you don't think of like homeless people. You always just think of the well disciplined and like everything's clean and everything of that nature.
Yeah, or like the the weeb culture,
Hmm.
and that's
Yeah,
a lot of people like the Studio Ghibli and all that.
yeah, Akihabara, and
Yeah, completely. Yeah, there's
yeah,
so much to it, but um,
definitely got to watch
yeah,
that. Then I
no,
gotta
that's
give that a
really good.
shot.
You should. It's really good, and I think it's really kind of nice to watch it during the Christmas holiday time.
Sounds good.
It's between like Christmas and New Year's.
Write that
But
down.
yeah, so I watched that, and then what else did I start watching that year? There's something with cats, but that's everything. It was like this boy. I've been trying to figure out the name of it. This boy, he was in debt. He had to, I don't know. He had to like do deeds as a cat, turn into a cat or something. I don't remember.
Was he like a
It was
humanoid cat, or he was just like a cat?
like he would like turn into a cat
Oh, no, I don't know
or
that.
something, or he could talk to them. I don't remember, but it was something cats. And then it would be a really, 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 really long time until I started to really watch things more. Like I remember I watched like Peach Girl a little bit, and then I watched Your Lie in April, like when I was home for summer break once. So like it wasn't like too much, but it was like I was so focused with school,
Yeah.
and I was also like way northern Vermont, like at northeast, what they call the Northeast Kingdom. So it was like other side of the state from Burlington,
Hmm.
so like a half hour from Canada. So didn't really like have access once again to things, but for much different reasons.
Yeah, no, it's funny that you
Um,
say that. That area of Vermont, like, yeah. So what do they call it, Northern Kingdom?
Northeast Kingdom.
Yeah, like that's like 30 minutes to you said Canada. So like what is it? St. Albans is over there, like close to Burlington and all that shit.
I was on the other side of the state, so because Burlington is on like the New York side of the state,
Yeah.
and I was on like more the New Hampshire side.
Oh,
So
nice.
St. Johnsbury, it was by Burke Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
It was called Linden, and
Oh,
it's
nice.
changed its name, so it's the Vermont State School. So I went up there for meteorology because it's such like
That
a
area
niche
is
program.
super nice. Like that northern Vermont area is so beautiful.
It is, yeah,
Like
it
I said,
is,
I went to St. Albans and I went to Winooski and all those areas where
yeah.
like Lake Champlain, I think is like the big one that's over there.
Champlain, yeah,
Oh
that's
man,
beautiful.
that area,
Yeah,
holy shit! Like I'm never like a out. I'm a city boy, for the most part. When I was out there, I was like, oh, I get it now. If you take care of the parks, this is amazing.
yeah, this is fun. Like I was like so bird's eye view, like it probably wouldn't have, taken long to get from where I was to Burlington, but
Yeah.
because of all the mountains and stuff, it took like 2.5 hours to get there
Hmm.
from where I was. Like, so it was pretty far from anything. Like, it was like 45 minutes to go to like Walmart in New Hampshire.
Damn.
And that was like kind of the thing to do on the weekend.
That's the only reason why I don't like that stuff. It's like, wow, 45 minutes to go to fucking Walmart. Goddamn.
Yeah. Like when I moved to Lowell for grad school, I was like, wow, oh my God, there's like more than 2 restaurants here. There's like a couple pizza places and a couple like Chinese food places and McDonald's like
Yeah.
in the town. So yeah, like when I came back, I went to Anime Boston my first time. It was 2014,
Okay.
15, yeah, 15.
Nice.
I was graduating college that year, and I wasn't like really still not super familiar with it, but a lot of my friends went, so drove down from Vermont, went there. Was like during our Easter like or April break week, so that was kind of nice. Like coincided that way.
Hmm.
And it was fun to like just see all the different cosplays. Didn't really know anything, other than like the few minor things I had done. I did like a Doctor Who cosplay and um yeah. So it was just like kind of getting there. Like I wanted to, and I knew I was like, once I get into this like really hardcore, I know it's like not going to be, it's going to be really hard. And like I know my personality. So like, and then I did Anime Boston again because I was in grad school. It was hard to like really truly focus. I think I would the next time was 2017 or 2017, I think.
Did you well, of course, did you take a break in between or did you go right in? Because I think you said you went
I
2016, you said, so it would be 17, or did you?
I went 2015 was
15,
my
okay,
first
yeah.
time, and then I didn't go again until
Oh,
2017.
okay, so yeah, I did take a year break then, yeah.
Yeah, it was like 2 years, I think. It was grad school is like super busy, so it was hard to kind of focus on that because
Yeah, of
like I
course.
was doing peace and conflict studies, so I was like also 2017 I went to the United Nations and China and stuff, so it
Whoa,
was like
sick.
it
What the fuck?
was,
Sick. What was that
it was
like?
just Um, so so I did peace and conflict studies for my master's, and
Okay,
was
okay.
it
Pretty base,
which is like
pretty boss.
yeah, it's like a branch of international relations, and but it's more of like what you would think of like of diplomacy versus like like on security studies on the other side, which would be more of like war, I guess.
Yeah, no, I know.
But
Yeah, I know what you like. People like, I know what you mean.
so it's like, yeah, like people don't like often know what it is. So they're like, oh, so what's that? Like human relations? I'm like, no, what? No. Um, but no, the United Nations was because I was doing an internship and at Massachusetts Peace Action, and my focus at the time was on like Russia, Ukraine, which is a whole other deal. But I ended up getting involved with nuclear disarmament through them, and in that
Whoa,
year, yeah,
this is
and like
wild. This is cool as hell. Holy shit.
it's interesting. So in 2017, the United Nations was meeting to do the ban on nuclear weapons in New York City. So I had the opportunity to go for a week, and the last week that they were doing it. So it was the negotiations took a few months. None of like the NATO countries were there. There was like except for the Netherlands, just kind of there. Only one that voted no against it. So it was like none of the nuclear states were there, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, act like
it
I'm
was like
smart
so
enough to know all
fascinating to
that.
walk
Yeah.
in. Yeah, like it was so cool. Like like after when it passed, like partying with like I remember like the Iranian diplomat, U.S. like the UN the ambassador was there, like, on the other side of the small dingy pub we were all in after, and like, I was hanging out with a diplomat and from another country and stuff, and like it was cool, and like mostly it
Holy
was people
shit.
from everywhere. Like
That's cool as
there's like
fuck. Wow.
survivors from the nuclear weapons there too. Like imagine like how that was like that was like kind of like it was just so eerie, like
Yeah,
seeing these
no.
people that
Oh, yeah, I
back then.
imagine. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it was like that was like really what I was passionate about for a while, and then
That's a really cool
kind
thing to be
of like
passionate about. I'll tell you that much. That's a really cool thing to be passionate about.
that was it was like I wish I was still kind of doing that sort of thing. It's really hard because a lot of the work's like in DC or New York,
Yeah,
and
you have to go to certain, because they're not gonna be like, oh, we're gonna have a small place. It's like, no, it's like, this is where we're
yeah,
having it. This is where everybody can meet. Yeah.
very competitive too. Like
Oh,
because
I
there's
bet.
not a lot of it, because a lot of it's like people are starting to retire now, which is kind of nice. But um, and then like with China, I was invited by my undergraduate advisor. He was doing a conference and they were calling for graduate students to apply to go. And so I got accepted to present at their post G20 international forum at Zhejiang University in Hangzhou. So that was covered for completely. And so I went there, and that was an interesting experience.
Damn.
It was like very different. And so like once all that stuff passed of like being super kind of busy and focused on that, I was like
I,
focused a lot more like
I think that might
on
be a good reason to skip Anime Boston. Just saying, like,
but it was so hard because you
might
still
be
have
kind
friends doing it. Yeah. Like all my friends were going to conventions and stuff, so I saw it and I was like, man, like here I am, like doing
Yeah.
this work, like writing this paper or something.
Watching these people talk about disarming nuclear arms around the world. Yeah. While they're over there fucking dressing up like Full Metal Alchemists. What's their problem? Holy shit. I'm sorry. Holy shit. That's really fucking cool. I missed this for this. Oh, okay. Last time I traveled out of the country, I just got drunk. That's cool.
I was third into it last minute. Like just today, actually, the memory came up like thanking my undergraduate professor for the opportunity, and I left like Thanksgiving day. Like I came back Thanksgiving Day, so I had like 3 weeks between like getting my everything like settled and like I had to get like my visa. They gave me a 10-year visa for some reason, so I still have that till 2027.
Oh, yeah. No, the
But like
visas last forever. So, like, they're like
a
that
lot
and
of them are one
passports.
entry.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, like my Russia one was one entry, and then like some other people who went with me, they were like one entry,
Mm.
and for some reason they were like, "Here's 10 years." So I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like it'd be cool to go back, but um, yeah, because I didn't get to really do a lot because
Yeah.
I was just at a conference. So like I skipped a day to like go and do things and didn't know anything. Lost my little language book,
Yeah.
couldn't connect to things. Like
Yeah, of course.
it was definitely different, like a different experience. It was fun though. Um, but yeah, no, I think like what really picked up was like when some family issues came up, I like started honing in a lot more on Star Wars and like different outlets with that. And I was watching some anime here and there. Like I remember watching Children of the Whales one time, and that was a really beautiful anime.
I've never
Um,
heard of it. Sorry. What is that?
no, yeah, it's fine. It's really pretty. It's like I don't even know if I'm gonna explain it good, but it's like this like kind of post-apocalyptic world landscape, and they it's like there's no water, so it's like I don't really know how to go beyond it more, but it gets more into like conflict and stuff. It's very
Yeah, no
interesting.
worries. No worries.
um but yeah, so then I all my friends were in the convention scene though, like ever since college.
Yeah.
Like I mean even in high school, like
Yeah.
everybody like I was friends with in college, they all went to like I saw AC and Pop Call, and I was like, man, I really want to do all that, but
Yeah.
like I don't have the time to. Um, and so like when I met Matt, that's when I started like going again.
Yeah.
And because we like met through it was like Facebook dating, but they had like would connect you if you had like friends in common and stuff. So I
Yeah.
had some friends that I went to college with that we were had in common who would go to the convention scene. And so then like with him we were gonna go to more earlier, but then COVID happened.
Yeah, I know.
And
It's funny because I'm looking at your timeline. I'm like, wow, this sucks, because it goes from like, dude, this is awesome. Oh, I'm traveling the world. Oh, I came back, and then yeah, shut down. Like, fuck.
yeah,
Like, damn it, just got into this.
bro,
And how long I gotta wait?
yeah.
3 years? Damn.
It was hard, but like I think that like because I haven't been able to travel, like because of grad school and like just the means is hard and with COVID and stuff, like the convention scene has been honestly like a really good way of like introducing me to people and having like new experiences and stuff. And
Yeah.
Matt finally was like, okay, like maybe you should start reading this thing or doing this thing, and like different things that he thought I would like,
Yeah.
and from there it just like took off. And as I thought, like I'm gonna really like this thing. Like I'm gonna, this isn't gonna be just like a little, toes dipping in the water type of
Yeah.
situation. It was like,
Let me just jump right
boom,
in.
here I am.
Hell yeah. Because yeah,
So,
I think like when the first time I think I've actually like, officially met you, I think you were you were cosplaying Star Wars. I think it was at AAC. I think was it you
yeah,
were Twi'lek, right?
was that the first time I met you? I think maybe.
I think
I think
so.
Matt's birthday party that year.
Oh yeah, that's just true. I don't know, maybe. Like I just remember being like, hey, it's actually like, oh yeah, hey, like, and I just remember being like, I don't know what they actually look like because they're wearing a costume, so I'm like,
Because
fuck.
they're purple and they have tentacles.
Yeah, so I was like, hi, I'm Ryan Zuko. What's
Yeah.
up? I'm an idiot. What's going on?
Well, I felt like an idiot because I was like, Matt, like, is it weird for me to be cosplaying Star Wars at an anime convention? He's like, oh,
No,
you'll be fine.
nah, you're
But I still
fine.
felt weird. But
Nah,
yeah,
you're more
it was
than
fun.
okay. I know someone right now is gearing up for like their big one of their new cosplays at Star Wars. I'm like, she was showing me photos. Like, yo, this is sick. I can't wait to see it.
There's some really cool Star Wars cosplayers.
Oh yeah, there's some really sick ones. It's funny. I did my first Star Wars cosplay like I think was it last year or 2 years? No, it was 2 years ago for Rhode Island Comic Con. And like
Oh, did you?
yeah, I bought the was it the First Order officer uniform at Disney, and then I put it on. I'm like, yo, I love this. This is great.
That's so cool. Oh my
Yeah,
god, and that's so badass feeling too, because they're very like
yeah.
like the military. It's
Yeah,
kind of
no,
cool.
yeah, I got like the hat and everything for First Order. I'm like,
That's
damn,
awesome.
I really, cause I really loved, like there was like Darth Vader's whole squad, but of course, they didn't have any of that stuff, so we went First Order, and I did Rise of the Resistance, and I was yeah, I was kind of like, do I want that? I don't know, and I went to Rise of the Resistance, and they came out, and like, of course, like you're treated like a criminal. And all the people are wearing like uniforms, and like dude walks in there. He has the hat and he has the jacket, and he's like talking shit to little kids. I'm like, yo, I want this outfit. This is great. Straight up, when I bought it, I had a Disney magic moment about it, and I'm not even ashamed to talk about this one because the person I go to the Imperial shop with all the Imperial stuff, and I'm like, hell yeah, this is great. I buy the hat, I buy the uniform. The person packs it up. He goes, all right, here are your things. Congratulations on promotion, officer.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I was like, of course.
God.
I was like, thank you. Glory to the Empire. And I walked away.
There's like, something so fun about doing that, though, isn't it?
I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm like, oh, that was awesome. That was Disney magic. It ran through me. Like,
that's so cool.
But yeah.
Oh my god, you should bring it back. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, any chance. If I can't think of a cosplay to wear, especially for like my friend, he's a he loves Star Wars, so he took a Star Wars party. I always wear that, and I'm just like, this is great. But I love the outfit. It's so, like I said, it's just the look. It looks amazing, and it's always funny because I'll see like a Jedi or someone in the Resistance, and I'd be like, boo, boo, you suck, you suck. I had a job, you jerk.
That's fantastic.
I had insurance, but because of you, I don't. Like, just stupid crap like that. Because why not?
That's great.
Speaking of cosplay, out of all your whole situation of cosplaying, what's your favorite one you ever done?
Oh my goodness. I think my favorite, like my most comfort cosplay is Dazai from Bungo Stray Dogs, and probably Gyu from Demon Slayer as well.
Okay.
Like Dazai is just like always a good default because like he's just kind of his personality is fun to be in, and it's just comfortable to do.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, but I don't know, like I think like my favorite picture I've had of a cosplay was of a character called Tachu, also from Bungo Stray Dogs.
Okay.
But it's the same feeling. It was like that military kind of feel. I put it on, and I'm like, wow, who has a master's in peace and conflict studies?
No, I don't. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's feeling kind of good right now. Like, who's trying to know something? What's up?
Maybe I went down the wrong path. I should join the military now.
Right. Like when I look at when I first put on the Full Metal Alchemist uniform, I'm just like,
Yeah,
yeah, what's up, Roy Mustang, baby, what's up?
that's fun.
It's like it feels kind of good. Feels kind of good. Yeah, but like so, like because I always is what a lot of people say. Like there's some that people just love because it's comfortable. There's some that just makes them feel like super cool. So you would say like that one's like the one that makes you feel like yo, what's up? Like I'm feeling kind of cool right now.
Yeah, I think like it does make me feel cool. But recently, I also cosplayed another character from Bungo Stray Dogs because that's just like what I do. There's so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Maury, and he's the head of the port mafia. Like, so
Okay.
he's like like a mafia boss
Yeah, of
essentially,
course.
and he's like so I don't want to say evil, but he's like has like he's not the villain of the series, but
Yeah.
his disposition's so different from mine. Like he's just like not a great person,
Yeah, of
obviously.
course, of
It's
course.
mafia.
You're like, give me my
But like
cigar, my whiskey, Matt. I got things to do.
like he's so cool though. Like you cosplay him because I'm like I don't have to emote. I can just be kind of an asshole, like kind of glaring at people without even trying. Like
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like when I
so
cosplay
yeah,
Tatsu
it's
because he's Yakuza. It's like this is great. I love going on Yakuza characters. He's just mean, or you don't say
yeah, that's
much.
exactly that's the fun about it. You could just do it and it's enjoyable. And
Mm-hmm.
people are like, "Wow, you look great." And you're like, "Thanks, I'm not trying."
It's just feel. I'm just feeling it. Feeling good. Just doing it. Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's hard to pick, but I think Daza is probably my most go-to.
Nice. So I noticed like a lot of like hate to call you out on it, but you host a lot of stuff for Bunko Stray Dogs and all that. You do a lot of meetups and everything. Just I see you like post for most like conventions and everything. How do you go about doing those things? 'Cause I know a lot of people like in general they see it, they join it, or just don't know how to set those type of things up. Uh, so like, what am I trying to say? Excuse me. What advice would you give for people who are starting to like who want to like do host meetups and like be a part of those type of gatherings at conventions?
So, like the first time I did something for Bungo Stray Dogs was Anime Boston,
Mm-hmm.
2000. It was last year, and I never hosted anything at Anime Boston.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like do it. Like Bungo Stray Dogs is like it's like a niche popular thing. Like there's a lot of people in it,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not gonna find them unless you kind of like experience it like somewhere like Anime Boston, I guess, or like online.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah, like 30 people will be here. So I like saw that more people were posting about it, so I had to keep like changing the location of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then like 90 people showed up.
Oh my god!
And
What the fuck?
yeah,
I didn't know
yeah, it
that.
was like, whoa, holy shit. Yeah. And like the room, it was just like
I think
it
I remember photos of that where like you got moved to like a bigger room, right?
I had to keep moving. I had to keep like reschedule, like putting it in a different spot. But Anime Boston was kind of weird about giving us the ballroom this year. They're like, you can have it at 9 a.m. Like people on Saturday, I'm like, people are going to be like in line or not awake. Like nobody's going to come. This year we still had 90 people, but they had switched their like photo shoot rooms
Yeah.
out of the Sheraton and put them in the Heinz, and
Yeah, I
it
noticed that
like
they started making like designated rooms for meetups now.
oh, it sucks for the bigger ones. It didn't work. It was rough with because we had the same amount of people. Like I saw people coming and turn around because it was too crowded,
Yeah,
and that
no,
was bad
understandable.
because we want everybody to enjoy it.
Yep.
Because it's like the community is really fantastic, but I think that like gave me a lot of confidence and like, oh yeah, I could keep doing more things. And I think like I started with doing like Demon Slayer meetups. So I think like if you have something you like and you're small and you're curious about it, like definitely try it out. Like I did Bungo Stray Dogs not knowing anybody. I had Matt like with me like to announce loud because
Yeah.
I can't talk really loud.
Yep.
And so unless I'm 4'11", so if I want to talk loud, I have to like climb on something to talk, and then I can. But we all know how I am with gravity, so
Oh
um,
my god! Oh my god!
um, but like so yeah, I think like it's just do it. Even if you don't know anybody like that, I think that's kind of the purpose of photo shoots is that you're going to meet people from it.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be around people that like the same thing as you. And I think that's, I've made some of my best friends. Like I think my first photo shoot I hosted was Demon Slayer AAC 2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And, like I made one of my best friends because she showed up in a Mitsuri and I was like, do you want to come run around with me? Like to go
Nice.
find people, and then she like came with me and and we were running around getting like just showing people like, oh yeah, we have snacks out there and And
Oh,
now
that's nice.
like
That's wholesome. I like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, Rachel, and also like now she's like on Cosplay Prom like as one of my assistant coordinators. So
Mhm.
I think like you get like so much energy from it. Like even if you're nervous, like you're gonna meet people. Like, and that was like I attended my first photo shoot was Pop Cult that same year as Demon Slayer. I wasn't hosting it, but like I met Steven through it, another one of my close friends too. And like so you're gonna meet people like somehow like you're gonna connect with them, and I think that's a big thing in like the convention scene because I came in more heavily in 2022. Like I went with Matt a couple 2021, but there wasn't a lot because of COVID. And 2022, I remember Pop Cult that year. Like I didn't really know anybody because my comfort Kira wasn't there that year, and so I was like, okay, what am I? Like I missed her, and so I was. I kind of take like also I'm a very sleepy person, so I take a lot of naps at cons and like kind of
Oh,
treat it as a little vacation too,
hell
rather than just
yeah.
always on.
Oh man, like
So
we've talked about it here. Like, there's nothing like, all right, I'm awake at like 8 in the morning. Let's fucking do it. Let's rip. All right, time to eat. All right, great. It's like 12 o'clock. Oh, it's 1 o'clock. Let's walk around one more time, and then, all right, guys, y'all ready to take a nap from like
oh my
2:30,
gosh,
2:30 to 4? Like, guys, like let's just all just collectively agree to take a nap. I was like, yeah, all right, great, cool. Wake up, pound some monsters, and all right, let's go again. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock rolls around. I'm like, hey guys, like if you guys want me to hang out all night, like I gotta take another like 30-minute nap. Like we can't be doing this. I'm old.
I know you can't. It's hard, like because it's so much like with Pop Cult that year, like because Matt was on staff that year and he was doing so much, and I was like, okay, like I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess I'll, it was my first time trying on Gyu, and I liked that because like Gyu's the type of character he is. I mean, he's a lot, he's very introverted and a lot more
Yeah,
quiet than I am, but like I felt like that was who I was that weekend because I didn't really know too many people very, very well. And
yeah,
I was feeling lonely, I was starting to feel lonely like a little bit because he had like so many close friends. And I was like, I want to, like meet more people and stuff. And,
yeah. I know that
went
feeling.
to, yeah, like you really want to try to do your own thing. And he was so busy anyway. And I didn't want to like also rely on him and stuff. And so like went into one of the game game shows he was hosting and met Ken through that. So like, and Ken's obviously super close to me.
Hell yeah!
And
Shouts out, Dice Spookums. Let's
yeah.
go. That
So
motherfucker.
like
Love that guy.
I think yeah, I know. Ken's fantastic.
Love that dude.
And like if I think like the thing is if you want to host something or even if you're nervous to host, like I think just taking a step and trying to meet like go to something is a great way to meet people.
Yeah,
Because you're not going to if you're just gonna like kind of brood in a corner, like if you want to like have the experience and stuff like I've done both. I've done, I've brooded, and I've
yeah,
also like
yeah.
gone out and have like met people and stuff. Because people have different spoons at different times. But if you want to like get involved, you can start how big or how small or wherever you want. There's different things, and I didn't even really know what a photo shoot was at the time. I was like, I know people go and take photos. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
And then like I started going, and I was like, this is fun. I can be in character and
Yeah.
meet people who have the same interest as me,
Take
and
photos in
especially Bungo.
pairs of like pairs
Yeah,
people want to see or groups of
yeah.
people. Yeah.
I'm like with Bungo Stray Dogs, like it's such a like it's like a community. I don't consider it like its own fandom. Like it's just to keep the people you have and you meet from it. Like they're just fantastic, and it's a very like a group of people that's very like very intellectually curious
Yeah.
because they're all based on authors. So you have like Fyodor Dostoevsky's in it, for example, Edgar Allan Poe. Like
Yeah.
they're
Yes, I know those
based
guys.
off
Of
of them.
course, I'm smart. Goddamn, Ash, you're on local himbos podcast. You gotta pick up Arthurs and fucking novels and shit. I don't know what the hell any of that means.
Beyond that too, like there's like the inside jokes and the stuff that's just so lovely. I love it. It's like I wouldn't have known that if I didn't take that like chance. And even though 90 people is overwhelming, it
Yeah.
was also a lot of fun. And so I host a lot of things for that because I don't think with Bungo Stray Dogs there's really like that same opportunity to do it in a lot of places. Like people have a lot of the friends like online and stuff, like on the Discords they're in or whatever, but um they don't have a lot of chances to really come together. So
Yeah, and like actually like meet space and like talk and physically see
yeah,
each other and be like, oh shit, that's you. You are a lot
exactly.
taller than I thought you were. I hate it.
Yeah. I think people are always surprised I'm really short because I think they have like they see me as like a leader or something. Like I once put on something on Instagram of like questions of like, your thoughts on me or whatever, and a few people said I was intimidating, and I was like, I'm a 4'11" like marshmallow. I don't, like I'm not like I can understand the like how it can come off that way, like as somebody who hosts things and stuff, like
Mhm.
you know how it could look, how it could come off that way, but it was still like very weird to hear. um and I hope that like those people, like by me posting I'm a 4'11" marshmallow, know I'm like approachable and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, it's fun to do it. And I like we've done Demon Slayer things too, that were like we did 2 Demon Slayer events, one at Matt's family's cottage,
Yeah.
and then so that was the first thing I ever really like hosted cosplay wise, and that was really fun. So we
Yeah.
stayed for the weekend at his family's cottage in Wyndham, and we were all just like in character and kind of like hanging out and partying and doing that.
Yeah.
And
Hell
then
yeah.
it was so much fun. And then if like 6 or so months later, we did it at like we got a hotel for a weekend,
Mhm.
and there was a bunch of us that went up to the hotel, and we had like a few rooms and just were taking pictures, hanging out in the room, watching Demon Slayer, other things. Like it was just focused like solely on Demon Slayer. It was like that was what was bringing us together, but we were also getting to know each other and
That's awesome.
have
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. No, I think Ken once again was discussing that on the other podcast the other day, and I was telling him, I was like, yeah, me and Blondie Sunday missed out on that, and I was like, damn, fuck, should have went, but I think we were just busy at the time. It just wasn't it just wasn't the cards for us in that one.
Hard. We definitely want to do it again.
Oh
Like we're
hell yeah.
thinking of doing it again at some point. It's just it's all hard. There's stuff.
Yeah. No, I get it. Life happens.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't know. For me it's just fun like hosting things because it is kind of like a tickle for my brain to be
Yeah.
able to like organize it,
Yeah.
into pieces and stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, speaking of organizing things, the one things we did go to, which of course one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to do the podcast is Cosplay Prom. That is something I know you host. Before we even get into what it is, like, how'd you even come up with the idea for doing something like that? Like to just host, like like the people who are listening, it's not like in the middle of an anime convention. It's literally like y'all rent out like a lodge, like an elk lodge, something like that, and then straight up like there's people bring food and it's like an actual prom, and people who buy a ticket to get in, and then you do it in cosplay. Like it's fun. I mean, we went last year; it was a really good time.
Well, thank you. No, that makes me happy to hear.
Oh yeah,
It
no,
was like,
I'm
oh
looking
my
forward to
gosh,
this year. I need to buy my tickets actually.
it's a lot of fun. Yeah, oh my gosh. So we do monthly anime nights, and so like we'll have like people come over. We'll do like a different theme and stuff like that, and that's a lot of fun too. Doing it like we have this month is we're doing like murder mystery Rompo's murder mystery party, but it's like Victoria. So we're hosting a murder mystery party, and it's gonna be like what's the word for it? Like
Like that dinner thing, like Clue, like murder mystery diner.
it's like that, but the theme of it is what's the word look for? Not steampunk
Ah,
vampire.
nice, hell yeah, steampunk shit,
Yeah,
hell yeah.
and so that's a lot of fun to do. And like I had like sent out some surveys, like oh, like what are things you're interested in, and like we had hosted like a Halloween party. We rented a few years ago where we rented a hall for it, and that was a lot of fun.
Oh,
Like
sick.
so that we really enjoyed doing things like that. And then someone had suggested, like Jackie was like, oh, like prom could be a fun idea, so I'm like, oh, yeah, let me think about it. And I opened it to like friends. I'm like, yeah, like we'll do like the Halloween party we'll invite like 30-40 people, see what happens. And then like I thought like, okay, maybe I'll like open it to like my Facebook page and see if else is
Yeah.
interested, other than like the amount of people that I did this with. And then like I also started sharing it on social media, and then Jackie started sharing it on social media, and Jackie has like amazing traction in social media, and I think that was a huge hit for like getting. I was not expecting 100 people to show up, not at all. Like that was more than our wedding.
Yeah.
We had, like
Yeah, it just makes me laugh because she's like, I'm just gonna open up a little bit, and I'll just do the next one. Maybe I'll open up here, and then like I remember showing up and be like, "Whoa, a lot of people in here," but like it was so like,
yeah,
it wasn't like, "Oh my god, it's so crowded." Like, I was like, "Oh, this is a nice turnout." I'm having this is cool. Like people are really down for this.
yeah, it was very weird because like I'm a humble person, so I don't want to be like, yeah, like I did this awesome, like, but it's
Nah,
like
brag on here. Be like,
it was
I
oh
knew that was gonna happen. It's like, you feel me, Ryan?
it's
You feel me? I knew this was happening. Go ahead and say that. You good? You good?
Like, I was having like actual legit nightmares before, like a few nights before. It was like 2 or 3 nights in a row that I was worried about us because we were getting so many tickets purchases like towards the end of it
Mm-hmm.
that we wouldn't have space for people. And I'm like, what are we gonna do? Like food, like we said, bring food, and
Yeah.
like there was someone else in our committee, Sam. This was 18. Last year was 18 plus. We're doing 16 plus this year to kind of we want to make sure people are having a space that they can be in. I think a day space for like people who are 16, 17, and
Yeah.
that's important to have like for a
Mm-hmm.
few hours. So we're kind of figuring out that, but like Sam had come last year as our first
You're
time
better than
meeting
me,
him.
Ashley. I'd be like, hell no. Get these kids out of
Oh
here.
my god,
Just get these
I'm
kids out
trying.
of
We're
here.
gonna
What
be
y'all
awesome.
doing? Get away from me. Don't talk to me.
But like Sam showed up and he like showed his uncle is like a manager of a pizza place in Lowell. And he showed up with like 20 pizzas and that saved the day. Like
Oh,
had I not had that connection, like I think that's the important thing is like there's
badass.
so
Hell
many
yeah.
different people that are like you work with that are able to like, make it what it is.
Yeah.
Um
It's a really nice like community
and
thing right there that people actually came together and things worked out, you know?
yeah, exactly. I mean there was things that like people did not come together in the way they're supposed to. It was frustrating, but you don't see that like, people who show up they're not going to be witness to that. That was more of me like,
Yeah.
kind of going around that like, oh, and then we still made it work. Like, it
Yeah.
was still a blast. And so this year we moved from where we were last year to the Chelmsford Elks in Mass, and it's going to be November 23rd
Mm-hmm.
at 6 p.m. And tickets are on Eventbrite. We might be doing a fun little thing for AAC regarding tickets.
Nice.
So stay tuned for that probably in the next few days.
Hell yeah. I'll definitely
Um,
post that one on this podcast.
Thanks. It'll be really exciting. So maybe I'll have it come out like let's see it because when's AAC, like 2 weeks from this weekend
It
or
is
one?
like not we have this weekend and then AAC baby. Like it is closer than I even fucking thought.
Oh my god. Okay, so maybe this Thursday we'll give away the details of the fun thing we're doing. I mean,
Hell
this is
yeah.
going to be posted next week anyway, so I can say it.
Yes. This will definitely be.
So we're going to be doing like a little like scavenger hunt for Matt and I. And so there'll be a riddle, and you have to find us
Mm-hmm.
and say what the riddle is, and the first person gets a free ticket, and the next 4 or 5 people will get like a discounted entry through his Venmo. Because Eventbrite, you have to pay the fees,
Yeah, of course.
but if you're using like the Venmo that it's connected to, you don't have to do that same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be a fun game to come like find us and interact with us and get to know us more, and also like to just get people like really pumped up and excited. And yeah, that's gonna be great. So you'll see that.
I mean, I'm gonna make a quick joke. It's not 2 weeks from now. It is this weekend because this is totally the day we recorded on this. The
Yes.
Wednesday before AAC.
This
Yep.
weekend.
Oh, this weekend AAC madness. Oh,
I am way more relaxed than I should be for going to a convention in 2 days and only have a couple things hanging up
Oh yeah,
on
same.
the door.
Same. I'm like, no, right? I'm looking at my door. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm looking at it right now. Or like, it is in the basement right now. I need to iron that thing like today. It's
Yeah,
not.
Matt,
It's 9 o'clock at night. Where are your cosplays?
not at home. That's for sure. I made a list today of like all of them. I'm like, okay, look, cosplays to find, and then I was like, Dazai question mark,
Mhm.
Poe question mark, because that one's for Matt. Rompo question. No, Rompo. I know where Rompo is. He's on the door. He's the only one on the door.
I know, like I know one of
There's-
my jackets. I need to sew the button back on because it keeps popping off because of my paunch.
Oh, no.
But it is what it is.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna make it through.
We're gonna make it
We're
in
gonna have
the
fun.
next 3 days, of course. In the
In the next
next
3 days.
3 or
It's gonna
2
be an awesome
days. Hell
weekend.
yeah, of course. Totally this weekend. We're totally not recording this ahead of time.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a great time. But AAC is always such a great time. It is such a bookend to the year. AAC for me and my crew, all agreed that like we're just like once AAC hits, it's like all right, there goes the year. Or my friend actually thinks of it as the start of the next year.
Oh, that's an interesting way of thinking about it.
Because shouts out to my boy Mad Noob Kyle. I'm gonna say something stupid, but it's kind of funny. Well, he broke his elbow like 2 years ago on a skateboard. And he had to wait to heal, and he was really into fitness. And then, of course, a year from then, he wanted to see his progress and how he was doing. And then, like so as the next following years, like okay, This is when I broke my elbow. This is how I looked and how I felt. A year has passed now. I'm ready to take on the next year because I feel like I feel better and I look better. I'm like, oh, good for you, man. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, no, that's a really good perspective to have after something that's like you have to heal for a while from it and
Yeah, exactly.
impacts like everything in your life. It doesn't just like impact your physical, like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. But random question though. So discussing like getting ready for conventions. One of my favorite things is I always think like, man, how other people get ready for conventions? Like I know like with me and my crew, we all talk like, what are you gonna bring? Like, oh, we need to bring this. Like, who needs to bring trash cans? Who needs to bring trash bags? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we gotta bring the essentials and everything. Like what are some essentials you know you can't have without going to Anime Con?
Um,
Deodorant's
oh
number
my God.
one. I know we all know that. Come on, let's be real, everyone here. Deodorant, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Well, actually, the one thing that we always make sure we bring now are something that you introduced Matt to at his bachelor party called rehab.
Oh,
March to rehab.
dude, every
So
time it's saved my life so much. It saves your life so much.
it really does. Like we have those all the time now at cons. When we get them at home too, but
Oh
like
yeah, same.
we make sure that we definitely have them for cons now because you need them to stay
Yeah,
hydrated. I'm certain.
I just love that they're just they're non-carbonated. They are just like tea, and it just like gives you energy and it hydrates you because of coconut water. I'm like, oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah, so many electrolytes in it, like all those like things that you need to kind of like keep you going, but just
Yeah.
ice. With
It.
that, I think we. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, no. I was saying like I said I had a funny story because I bought the reason how I found that out is I bought it on accident. Yeah, I was going out with some coworkers and they were like, "Well, you got to work the next day." I'm like, "All right." So I stopped by the gas station. I'm like, "Rehab. Oh, electrolytes, great, and energy. Let me drink that." And like the next morning, I had that night I had a few libations and having a good time. And yeah, the next morning I'm like, "Oh God, I need this. Let me drink this right now." And I was like, "Oh, it's not carbonated, but it's so good. Oh my God, what is this? This is like nectar of the gods."
I think that's a great way of describing it. Nectar of the. It really is.
Yeah, it
It's so
really.
delicious, and it's like it gives you so many good things. Like
Mhm.
I think it's even better than like liquid IV.
Oh, I think it's 1,000 times better than liquid. Liquid IV is so fucking salty. I'm just like,
It makes you feel sick. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like okay. My tongue feels kind of funny. I'm good.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Like
hate
my sister's
I
like,
hate how it's like the essential thing, especially for hate to say like we're getting old and it's just like yeah, you just need energy drinks. Like it's the first thing that comes to my brain.
oh
Like
my God. It saved me after like I don't drink often, but
yeah.
like at Pop Cult last year when I was doing Matt's roast panel, I was so stressed and I had a little bit more than I was intending, and
Mhm.
and then one of those gummy bears that are soaked in Everclear.
Yep. Oh
And
yikes.
if it wasn't for rehab, I wouldn't have gone through that weekend. I can definitely say that was my first time having. Matt's like, "Oh my God, Ryan introduced these to me. They're so amazing. Here, take it," and like basically like dumped it down my mouth,
And you're
and that
like
was
I'm
what kept me
alive.
going.
Ah. What's one
So
thing I just talk about preparing and being an old man is I started bringing an extra blanket.
same thing.
Right? And like
Yeah.
my friends do the one stuffy.
Yep.
Yep,
I can't. It's hard.
it's hard not to, you know?
I feel bad. I look at them as I'm leaving, and I'm like, "Oh God, I can't." Like this one brings this type of joy. This one brings this type of
Yep.
joy.
Sometimes that'll be my time to go. I'm not going to bring one. I'm going to go there and I'm going to find one and I'm going to buy it and I'm going to sleep with it for the next weekend and it's going to be my friend and it's going to be fantastic.
I try to do that mindset too. But like right
Yeah.
now, I'm thinking already. I've been thinking for 3 days. I'm like, "Who am I gonna bring now?"
All right,
To
so it's not me having that problem. Okay, good to know.
No, it's not. It's not. I definitely think about it in my brain. I'm like, "Oh my I have one that's like a 6 foot goose.
Oh, that's
Like
awesome.
it has like a 6 foot long neck. Yeah,
Oh, that's cute. I
and
love
like
that.
you can like wrap it around yourself and stuff. So I'm like, maybe I'll bring that. That'll be fun. I think like yeah, plushies, rehab. I
Extra
wish we could bring
blanket. Yeah.
the extra blanket.
I like to bring trash bags because just like you run out of space real fast when it comes to throwing things in the trash can.
Yeah, well, yeah, because we don't want to like we'll just have like housekeeping pick it up too. So like,
Yep.
if we have people over, which we usually do,
Yep.
not this
Same.
year, but usually we do.
Yeah.
Um,
Same.
we'll have like so much trash we don't want to like keep it in the room.
Yeah.
Trash bags definitely. We bring a lot of stuff. Matt and I are very like mom and dad friends.
Same.
Um,
I feel like I think a lot of us are mom and dad friends, which is kind of funny.
yeah.
It's like, oh, I got you here. Have this. It's gonna make you feel better. Oh, here you go. Here you go. You okay?
Snack pack. We make snack packs and we make them if we have a friend who's going to be around with us. We make sure we have. This is what we do. We bring like a little like bag of trail mix. Sometimes like we'll get it from Trader Joe's if we do that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put it in a little baggie. We'll bring like two like small things of beef jerky, like little
Yep.
like
Hell
tiny ones.
yeah. Hell yeah. I gotta bring that beef jerky, baby. Let's
So
go.
good. We'll put in a juice box. Sometimes we'll put in string cheese, depending if we have like a little thing we could keep it cool with.
I didn't think it's a good idea, string cheese. What a good idea.
Or like a granola bar. Like we'll have like we make like little snack packs before like the bigger cons at least. Like we don't really need to do it for AAC because you just go up to your room and eat. But like
yeah.
for Anime Boston, Kineticon, and stuff like that, we'll make
the bigger boys. You definitely like, dude. The bigger boys for fucking like Katsu and fucking. My boss gave me like, here's a single hold for a fucking Keurig. It just like, you pour water and it pours 1 cup. I'm like, okay, so that's going with me to every convention I need to go to.
That's so cool.
So I have this like individual Keurig thing that's like not that big, so it fits in my bag. I'm like, oh, it's a light. Like when I go to Katsu, it's such a lifesaver. That, and I also have the electric kettle, so we can pour the hot ramen in there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's such a good idea.
But my goodness, why did I not think of string cheese? That's such a good idea.
I love string cheese.
So easy. Yeah, I love string cheese. Holy crap. My friend, what we do is he brings cold cuts. And then like he brings cheese, and like I said, we always joke. I said, you make a sandwich, and like you just take the meat and then put cheese in the center, you roll it, you eat it like that. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So now if you have string cheese, you can roll the meat.
Yeah, hell yeah, it's good. Like, have a snack before you DoorDash something.
Exactly. Or you could be Matt and just bite into it. He did that when we first started dating. I'm like, no, that's not how you do it.
What, he just straight up like he snapped into a Slim Jim, but it was a fucking string cheese. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for civilizing that man. What's wrong with him? It's barbaric.
I have no idea. I was just like, right. I was like, okay. We were like 2 months into dating, if that.
It's like I'm kind of. It's like you need to mind your manners there, sir.
Yeah, like I'm here now. Hang on.
Can't be just ripping apart a rotisserie chicken. Come on. Have some class.
One of the things we started doing though at Anime Boston this year was just bringing like Brita water bottles, so that way we could just fill it up in the room and like have it filter like in the water bottle itself rather than bringing like huge things of water bottles, plastic ones. Yes, you have one.
Yep.
Oh, you've got the stickers on it. That's the best thing to do. Like, it's so great.
Yeah. What is it? Mad Noob once again, as well as Ashtray. They're the one who introduced me to it, and my goodness, what a change! Because you can just fill the water in there and just drink it. I love it.
It's great. Yeah, and if you have the ice too from the ice machine, like you're good.
That's the one thing I think AAC that like they do not have ice machines there. I can never find it. Is there an ice machine in that fucking place? Or
I think like you should be careful looking for it because I feel like in some corners of that hotel you're just gonna like get eaten by some type of monster or something. Like Stephen King himself is just gonna come out and like from the shadows.
So it's funny. No. It's funny that you say that because every AAC since like it moved from from Manchester. We've had names for it for each one. There was TentCon because it was in Nashua and they had the giant tent. There was StairCon because they had the really nice stairs. And then this AAC where it is now the Westford. We called it LabyrinthCon because like at some point we were just like, where's our room? Like the further you go in there, you're like, where am I? What the fuck? I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, yo, I'm gonna get lost in here. I don't want to be here no more.
Yeah, and like I feel like we've never stayed like on the end, like when you're going like like when you look like straight across, like when you're going into the hotel, we've always been like to the left. But I went with like somebody like down to their room once to go, in that area, and it just like felt like the hallway just got darker and darker and darker the further you went into it.
Yes, it really did. Yeah. Our first year, I think we're on the second floor, and I'm like, all right, all right, so it's down here. And I'm like, all right, there's a hallway there. Cool. And then but there's another hallway if I go straight. Walk straight, there's a ramp, and then it goes further out. And I'm like, where are we going? I'm scared. What's down here? It's like your room. I'm like, y'all sure about that? Is like a Minotaur over here too? Like, what is it?
I always end up like accidentally going down the ramp because like I see the stairs and I'm like, oh, that ramp's probably gonna lead me over. I don't know. It's confusing.
I like how you do exactly what I'm talking about with the ramp. It's like, what is happening? Yeah. And then fucking the third floor stairs goes to the first floor. And then over the
Oh
first
my
few
god, yeah,
years,
because I keep.
the first
Yeah.
year, I was like, let's go to the second floor. Let me make more so I can hear the sound. All right, I'm walking up. That's me walking up the stairs, and I'm like, I walk out. I'm like, I'm on the third floor. Did I
Yeah,
miss
that
the
was so
second floor?
confusing.
Go.
I
Let's go
do not
back.
understand that still.
Still coming. It's gone. Wait, we're on the first floor again. Guess we're taking the
I have
elevator.
no idea. It's just like throw yourself through the wall or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I
I
know
have no
exactly.
idea.
I'm still trying to figure that out. It's like freaks freaking out every
It's a
time.
mystery. It's like an old inn. Like it has like all these like secrets that I don't know if I want to know.
Yeah, and then like there's it's true. I think like there's like the old side of the Regency, and then there's like the newer side because
Yeah.
like they'd be like, here's a real key. Like when you go to fucking AAC's, the Regency, it's like a real fucking key. It's not a card. It's a whole ass key, and it's like thick as fuck. It's like turn that shit like I'm in Resident Evil,
It's
and but then like I remember we talked into one. I walked in there and I'm like, there's like an old school closet and some like wooden thing here, and then there's the TV. I'm like, huh. I don't remember it being like this last year. But then like we ended up on like the left side further down, and it's like, oh, it's more modern over here. What the hell?
yeah, like that's exactly because like the first year we were in on the left side, we had that cool suite, and then the next year we accidentally somehow ended up in the staff room,
Yeah.
and I don't know how that happened, but I don't know if you remember, but that was like the huge room. Like they
Yeah.
use it now for pictures, and it was very old, and I was like, yeah, this is very different from the room we had last year. Like, and then now last year we were back in the new side, and we're doing the same thing. But yeah, it's like yeah, I never even really pieced that together. Like how one side is definitely a lot more new than.
Yeah, I think one's like I think one is potentially like an annex from when they upgraded it, and then the other one is just like how it used to be probably.
Yeah,
But don't get me wrong, I love that venue. That venue's cool.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I want to move prom there in the future if possible. It's such a nice place.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, that'd be really cool to move from there. That'd be sick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a convenient location and it's
Mhm.
just such a nice hotel and people can stay there on site, which is perfect because
Oh,
we have
that
people
yeah,
like
that'd be really.
at the hotel here.
Shit, now you say that, the problem with the state. Oh, that'd be hot. I'd like that.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah, it'd be
hot.
so cool. Because we have people coming from like other states and they're like, "Oh, like there's not a hotel that the Elks is connected to." So we have
Yeah,
like a list that we're going to have come out like showing nearby.
yeah. Because like for me and Blondie Sunday, and actually now for Ashtray and Mad Noob, we're like an hour plus away for because like getting to Lowell and shit. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't mind the drive. It's whatever. But like, yeah, it's like to have a place like that too. It's like, oh, you got a place to stay. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, maybe. Might as well have a
Yeah.
small little get together after people hang out. That sounds sick.
Ooh, yeah, it'd be so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like mini con, mini fancy con.
That'd be great. No, I think if you're able to get that, that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a goal because I think we're growing enough like that we need to have that space because we're capped this year. So,
Oh, for
you
real?
know,
Nice.
yeah, it's 150 people like fire code in
Oh
the
yeah.
room.
Well,
So,
still, yeah. Well, so I better get my
yeah.
tickets then.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, I know. Still, but I like to support because, like I said, I always say support your local cons. So now I'm gonna say support your local anime events.
I'm excited.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too. I'm AAC being this weekend is really exciting, and we all get to hang out. To see
Can't wait.
everybody,
Can't wait to see everybody in 2 days.
of course.
One day.
But I think we're gonna round it out soon. With this podcast. It's been really interesting talking to y'all and everything. I'll round it off with one last question, and then we'll go from there.
All right.
So, what anime or piece of media you'd say it had the biggest impact on you?
Ooh, okay. I'll go Stray Dogs for certain right now.
Yeah.
For the past few years,
Yeah.
it's just been a home for me. For certain.
Yeah, I
It's
mean, the way you're telling me with all these stories, I mean, I probably should have figured that one out. How like you create, like you said, it's more of a community than it's a fandom.
yeah, definitely. And the characters, like I've learned so much. Like what really draws me into different things is what I can like learn so much about other aspects of it, and because they're based on former like literary greats from Japan mostly. Like
Yeah.
there are these people I'd never heard of that I like, and I'm now reading their work and seeing their importance on like not just, like you're seeing like how it impacts like art in general.
Yeah.
Like Matt has some movies and stuff that have been inspired off of their works and stuff, their art. So it's like it's just you learn a lot about that and the culture, and you're learning so much more just beyond the anime. And I think
Nice.
that's fascinating.
No, that's cool
So
because I like when I find a piece of media that makes me like jump off to find other things to be like, oh, look into this. I'm like, okay, I'll look into that. And like, oh, look into this. I'm like, oh, now you're down a rabbit hole. Like, how'd you even get here? I'm like, this got me into it and just kind of went its way over here.
yep.
Here I am. Yeah, no, I like that. I like when that shit happens. That's always fun because then, things just like really get your interests and you can just,
Yeah.
pick up from there and just have new hyperfixations
cool.
about things.
Like we were like hosting panels about like, on like at AAC we'll be doing in a couple days, we'll be doing 18 plus writing horror with Poe and Rompo. So because they're both based off the authors and they were, horror authors,
Oh, cool.
we're gonna be in their character and as people get to like write horror and stuff like while in there and like just have a good time doing that. So it's like you get to kind of teach those things and learn about it and stuff. So it's just really cool things that we didn't have done before.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, thank you for joining me, Ashley, and for Bophades podcasts. It's really great having you on. So, of course, I got to tell you, plug your stuff. Where can people find you? Shameless plug. Go.
Instagram, leyash.olenic, LEY.ASH. Oh my gosh, no, I'm messing that up.
That's okay. I'll post on the bottom underneath your thing anyway.
Actually, Nicole messed up.
I kind of jumped at you like, do it. And then you said when was Cosplay Prom?
Cosplay Prom is November 23rd at the Chelmsford Elks at 6 p.m.
All right.
And formal attire is not required. Cosplay is not required. We want people to come and join and just have a good time.
Hell yeah.
No matter what.
And then you said you have a panel at AAC this weekend, of course.
We have 2 panels and 2 photo shoots. The first photo shoot is 2000s flashback anime because we got really into watching
Oh, nice.
together.
Hell yeah. Dude Hollins and whatnot.
Yeah. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Matt's going to be going actually doing one of his Bear Allburn from Soul Eater, one of his first cosplays for it. So he's excited.
It was funny because I saw that and I was like, oh, I should bring my Yusuke cosplay. I was like, no, I have too many cosplays. But then I also have my Full Metal cosplay. I'm like, oh, fuck. God damn.
Just bring it. Just come. Yeah, just show up and you'll get ring pops if you come.
Ooh,
so
okay.
Yeah.
Candy. That's all I have to say.
Saturday, 1:30, back patio. We'll be doing Bungo Stray Dogs photo shoot. And then we're doing, the 18 plus horror one, writing horror with Rompo and Poe. And we'll have like candy and decorations and stuff. And then we're doing the Bungo Hangout meetup as an official panel too. And that will be Saturday at 6 p.m. Yes, 6 p.m. Matt nodded. And that will be a lot of fun. But it's going to be like more Halloween themed, but it's just anybody can come, even if they're not a Bunko fan, and just say hi and stuff. And that's what we'll be doing. And then Matt will be doing his 5,000 games. So.
All right. Sounds great. All right. Well, thank you for joining me for the podcast. I hope you have a great night.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You too, Ryan.
All right. Catch you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.